Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. First and foremost, I'm going to give honor and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Double honors to my elders in the truth. This is your brother Arie, back with another video. The title of this video is Strive to be the Elect. All right. Strive to be the elect. What does that mean? Basically, we need to be striving to basically do the Most High's work, to do it to the best of our ability, to be able to get to a point where we'll grow in wisdom, but also grow in our understanding of the scriptures and in our understanding when it comes to dealing with each other as brothers and sisters in the nation of Israel, right? All right. So we're going to get, without any further ado, let's go into these scriptures real quick. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible, as always, as I do, right? We're going to do Ecclesiastes. We're going to go to 17 and verse 10. We're going to start at 10, and we're going to go down to verse 12. All right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter, that's what I meant to say, Salaki. Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 17, and verse 10. That's where we're going to start, right? And it reads, "And the elect shall praise his holy name. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage." We know that he gave the knowledge and the law of life to who? The Israelites, right? All right, so we're going to prove that later. Verse 12, "He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgment," right? We know the covenant was given to Israel. All right, let's get a couple of scriptures just to elaborate on this point real quick. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 2. I think that's what I want. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 2. "Keep my commandments and live, law of life," right? "And my laws as the apple of thine eyes." So we're to keep his commandments so we can live as a people, so we don't get judged by the Most High, right? Now, who was the laws given to? Let's prove that. Everything, we got to prove all things through the scriptures, right? Leviticus, let's go to Leviticus chapter 26, and we're going to go to verse 46. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 46. "These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hands of Moses," right? Let's prove a little bit further. Let's go a little bit further. Let's go to Exodus, and we're going to go to chapter 24. I believe that's what I want. Chapter 24, and I think it's verse 8. All right, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 24 and verse 8. "And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, Behold the blood of the covenant which the Lord had made with you concerning all these words," right? So the covenant was made between the Most High and the children of Israel, right? So the blood was sprinkled upon us, not upon any other nation. Let's go one more, all right? And we're done with this point. Romans chapter 9, this is a classic. We're going to go Romans chapter 9 and 2. Start at 2. This is the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 2. "That I have great heaviness and continuous sorrow in my heart." Verse 3, "For I could wish that myself were accursed from a Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh," right? That means you have to be an Israelite by flesh to get what's coming up right here. Verse 4, "Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant," right? The covenant was given to us, and those are the people that are going to be saved. I'm connected this to Sirach 17 and 10 and 12, right? To prove and elaborate on my point, who the covenant was made to and who are the righteous that are going to be the elect, right? So this cuts off the whole point of anybody else going to be the elect. There's no other nation that are going to be part of the elect, okay? They're going to serve in the kingdom, but as slaves, they're going to serve as slaves in the kingdom, okay? All right, they're not going to be in any kind of rulership power in any way. All right, let's keep going. Now, again, the title of this class is Strive to be the Elect, right? That's what we want to do. We want to wake up every day, get involved in the Most High's work, study his word, because that's the only way we can know what he's thinking to a certain degree, of course, and what what his expectations are from us as his children, right? And also, we got to understand that the elect are already predestined, man, from the beginning. The Most High predestined who the elect are going to be, what spirit are going to be out here that are going to be prosecuted for his sake, that are going to go through the fire, right, and get refined as gold, and that are going to be part of the elect when H.O.I comes back here to save us, right? So let's go to 1 Peter and we're gonna go to First Peter chapter. We're gonna make this quick. Um, chapter 1, and we're gonna start at verse 2. It's the book of First Peter, chapter 1 and verse 2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahweh. So the Most High already predestined everything. He already set up everything from the beginning, when the beginning was going to start and when the end was going to be for this earth and this kingdom and rulerships for each kingdom. Right? It says Yahweh. He says elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahweh the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahushua Mashiach, grace unto you and peace be multiplied. So the Most High already had foreknowledge of who the elect are going to be, okay, what their life is going to be on this earth, what they're going to go through, and the end, right? All right, let's go. You got to keep in mind there are different vessels, that are, reincarnated, man, that are already, fitted to be for the elect and that are already fitted for destruction. Everything is, again, like I said earlier, foreplanned by the Most High. So there's nothing we can do about it. We can't change certain situation. If it's not of the Most High's will, it will not be done. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 22. We're going to start at 22. It's the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 22. What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, right? Verse 23, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessel of mercy, which he had afore prepare unto glory, right? So that you got to realize something. There are vessels that are fitted for destruction and vessels that are fitted for his glory, right? The Most High works in two formats. He deals with both sides on a different level, right? He deals with spirits on the right hand side, which are the righteous spirit, right? Then he deals with the spirit on the left side, which are the evil and demonic spirits that he uses also to do his bid on this earth, right? He uses certain spirit to cause havoc on this earth, right? And he uses some of them to bring peace and love and bring his laws to fruition on this earth, right? So let's go to another scripture. Let's go to the book of Acts this time. Let's go to Acts real quick. All right. So yeah, we got to be working towards, sealing this elect, man, making it sure, right? That's what we got to work on. We don't have time to be playing around, right? All right. So let me read this. I'm going to read Acts 9 and 4, then I'm going to jump to 15. I think that's what I want to do. So this is the book of Acts chapter 9 and verse 4. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecute thou me? Right? Now, why am I bringing this point? You got to realize Saul was a tax collector for the Romans, right? He persecuted the Christians. He persecuted anybody that followed Yahweh and Yahushai. All right, that was what he did for a living, right? But later in his life, Yahweh chose him, right? Because we know that it's the Most High that chooses us and directs us to the way of Yahushai, right? So the reason why I'm bringing this story is to say, some people might say, well, I've done so much evil in my life. I've been wicked. I cannot be elected. I cannot be one of the elect, but that's a lie, man. If the Most High already know that you're going to be one of the elect, that it's going to be so, right? I've seen men that were just in all kinds of wickedness, and the Most High brought them out of that way of thinking and used them in different ways. And some of the elders, even in the camps today, some of them were into selling drugs. Some of them went into all kinds of wickedness, but the Most High brought them out of that, and He is using them. And some of them definitely could be one of the elect, right? They could have been here already, and the Most High is just bringing them and waking them back up to get back to work, right? But let's get back to the scripture. It says, unto him, it says, Saul, Saul, why persecuted thou me? This is Yahushua speaking to him. Of course, not physically, but he heard a voice, right? Verse 5, and he said, who art thou, Lord? This is Paul speaking. And the Lord said, I am Yahushua whom thou prosecuted, right? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks, right? Verse 6, and the trembling and astonished said, Lord, what wilt thou have me do? Now, Yahushua is speaking to him, and he can hear voices, but he doesn't really, see him at that time. So he's basically scared about what's going on. And it says, and the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, right? This is the same way Yahweh will tell Yahushua, this is who I want to work for me, right? Right? I want him to do this certain things for me, and the spirit just gets in you, man. And before you know it, you're out there and don't even realize why you're doing it. Some people be like, man, listen, I used to be, in business. I used to do this. I used to do that. Spend my whole day doing other things. Never thought about the Most High. And all of a sudden, I'm in the truth. Right? A lot of brothers can attest to that today. A lot of brothers can say, man, I never thought for 1 second I'll be doing this. I never thought for 1 second I'll be out here in the camps, rebuking, this wicked kingdom and waking up Israel, man. Right? A lot of brothers will attest to that. Right? The scripture says a man's going is of the Lord, man. How is he to understand his own ways? We don't understand what we're doing, man. Sometimes we're like, man, well, how did I get into this? Right? But that's off the Most High's will, man. And he says, and the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, and it shall be told to thee what thou must do. Verse 7. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. You see that? They saw no man, they just heard the voice. Verse 8. And Saul arose, this is Paul, from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man, but they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus, right? Damascus. Verse 9. And he was 3 days without sight, and neither did he eat nor drink. That was how confounded he was. It was such a powerful moment for him that he was out of sight for 3 days, man. Right? That's the power and the glory of the Most High and Yahweh, man. Now let's jump to verse 15. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me. So Paul was a chosen vessel. He was already predestined, even though he was wicked in his past life, in the beginning parts of his life, man. Even though he was prosecuting Yahweh's followers, man, right? Yahweh still used him as a vessel, right? And Paul was a very powerful apostle, man. He was a very powerful apostle. He traveled to different nations, winning back the Gentiles, man, for Christ, man. That was primarily his job. This is what after Christ was on the scene, right? Then he says, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel, right? This is crazy, man. So you might not know what your plans are, what the Most High has planned for you in your life, but trust me, man, he has the plans. He's the big architect, man, right? The greatest director that this earth have ever seen, man. He moves things the way he wants them to move, right? So you got to realize a lot of these prophets, they all get reincarnated back on this earth, right? Let's prove that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12:7, right? We are all coming back here, man. The Most High gives us different chances to change our ways and to do right, man. All right, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. So our spirit goes right back to the Most High. All right. He is the one that gave us that spirit. Then he reincarnates back. It brings us right back to this earth. Right. And we got to realize every judgment that happens to us on this earth, man. So if you're wicked in this kingdom, the Most High is going to judge you here, man. Right. And he'll send certain spirit he'll put certain spirit on certain men to judge you. And sometimes it's the judgment of death, man, where you get killed and you just, go right back to the Most High, man. This is why we got to live a certain way. That way we don't have to worry about that. That way our spirit will be one of the elect spirit that when we come back, we're coming back the same, doing the same work, man. So that way when it's time for Yahweh to come, our salvation will be assured, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:16. I got to prove that we get judged on this earth. Let's cut this whole heaven and earth situation that is hell on earth. There's hell on the ground somewhere, Salakia. No concept of that, man. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. What's under the sun? The earth is under the sun, right? That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there, right? This is where everything plays out. Everything plays out on this earth, all right? We don't die and go to the ground somewhere. No, we don't. And be in some hot place with the devil with a pitchfork. The devil is here on the earth, man. The children of the devil, of Satan, is here on the earth, right? And that's the so-called white man Esau, man. The damn devil that the Bible speaks of, man. When we die, our spirit goes back to the Heavenly Father, and our body stays there on this earth, man, until it's time for us to come through until Yahweh comes back, Salakia. All right. Anyways, so we got to keep in mind, our spirit, goes back to God, man. Go back to the dwelling place that is not made by man's hand, man. All right. Give me a second. Let's get another one. Second Corinthians. Let's get what do I want? Chapter 5 and verse 1, right? It says, "For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of Yahweh, and house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens." Right? And what's that getting into? That's getting into where our spirit goes back to, man. It's not made of earthly hands, man. Right? This is where the Most High dwells. That's where our spirit goes back to. And the reason why I bring this point is we want to make sure we live the best life that we can on this earth. That way, when we die and perish, right, we go back to the Heavenly Father, and He brings us back stronger, man. Where we're better and greater people, right? We're better than what we used to be, instead of coming back and being the same old wicked person. Because you get some people that will live a wicked life, and go back and come back and do the same damn thing, man. Right? Right? So you want to come back, and when you get, actually, let's prove that. Let's prove that, man. Let's go to Daniel's. I'm going off course a little bit here. Daniel chapter 12, and we're gonna go to verse 2, right? And it reads, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake." This is when Yahushua comes back. "Some to everlasting life," right? So if you keep living your life right, the Most High keeps sending you back. You live your life right again. You do the work. You get prosecuted for the Heavenly Father. You go through that fire and that pain, right? You come back. The Most High keeps you coming back, and you keep doing that work, and you get your salvation and your election sealed, man. "And some to shame and everlasting contempt." So you're going to get some people that will wake up in the dust, because listen, man, a lot of people think they're going to do all kinds of wickedness, die, and that's the end of the story. No, the Most High is going to wake you up when it's time of judgment and burn you in that lake of fire, man. So you're going to get two deaths, man. Your second death. You're going to get your initial death when you lived in this kingdom. Then you're going to get your second death when Yahushua comes back, man, and burns you with a lake of fire. This is why we got to live a certain way, man. Right? We can't be playing around with this truth, man. We got to live righteous to the best of our abilities, man. Right? This is not a joke. Right? And you got to keep in mind, the Most High devises ways to bring us back to the earth, man. Right? Let's go to 2 Samuel. Hold on a second. I'm going to try to go through this. I know this video is taking long, but Salakia. So we're going to go to 2 Samuel. We're going to do chapter 14 and verse 14. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 14 and verse 14. "For we must needs die," right? "And are as water spilt on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again. Neither doth Yahweh respect any persons," right? According to James, we know that. "Yet doth he devise means that his banished be not expelled from him," right? That's what that's getting into, right? Reincarnation. He devised means where we're not banished to him, where we can come back on this earth, man. Right? So we got to keep that in mind, man. God creates the prophets in the womb, man. Right? Everything is already predestined. He creates you right in the womb and creates you to be his prophets to come out here and do this work. Right? Let's go and prove that. Jeremiah chapter, what do we want? We want chapter 1, I think it is, and 5. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 5. "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nation." So we were all ordained, and again, like I said, you might be thinking like, "Hey, why am I doing this? This is not what I thought I would be getting into." I never thought that that we're going to ever get into doing the Most High's work. And like I said earlier, just taking all kinds of manner of hate, even from your own people, man, for this truth. Right? But you got to remember that this is not going to be all in vain, man. Right? Right? Trust me, your inheritance is going to be great, man. The wicked are going to be put to shame. Yes, they might be enjoying it. It might seem like they're enjoying right now. They're enjoying the kingdom. They're enjoying all the lavishing and living in all kinds of lavish lives, and enjoying the fatness of this earth. And don't ever let that bother you, man. Just remember that the Most High got something greater than that for you in stored, right? Let's go to and also you got to make sure that your election is sure. And I brought that earlier, but let's go ahead and go to 2 Peter. All right. We're going to go to Second Peter chapter 1, and we're going to read verse 10 and 11. This is the book of Second Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. Right? You shall never fall. That's what you need to be focusing on. Put your energy on doing this, the Most High's work, man. Put your energy in having faith in Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. Put your faith in loving your own people. Your energy in loving your own people. Fighting for your nation, man. Bringing out the word of the Most High in its true form, man. Verse 11, for so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Right? That's what we need to be focused on, man. Right? And you got to remember that even the righteous, man, people that you see around trying to live righteously, saying they're holy and they're great people, they'll barely make it into the kingdom, man. Right? Let's bring that out. First Peter, let's see. First Peter, I think we want chapter 4 and verse 18. It's the book of First Peter, chapter 4 and verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear, man? Right? If the righteous will barely make it into the kingdom of heaven, man, who the heck makes you think that the wicked is going to come anywhere close to making it? They're not going to make it, man. They're going to be destroyed in this kingdom, man. Right? Right? So it's crazy, man. And, and this is why for the elect's sake, the Most High is shutting the time, man. Right? Let's go to Mark. Let's see. Mark, because the wicked, they think they'll live forever, man. They just enjoying what's going on. Mark 13 and verse 20, man. Right? They just think that they're going to be wicked for the rest of their life. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13 and verse 20. And except the Lord had shortened, now this is Yahushua speaking, has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen. Right? That's what we're getting into predestined. They're already chosen, right? We all coming back. Now, keep in mind, I strongly believe that all the elect are not completely done yet. There are some people in this world that will stir into the Most High's work and will go through the pains and the trials and tribulations, right, to do this work and bring out the Heavenly Father's word, right? And will get prosecuted for that, right? And that's falling into Jacob's trouble. When we get into Jacob's trouble heavy, like I said, I strongly believe we're in the very beginning of it, right? Because remember, a lot of us are not being killed yet for the truth, right? Yes, we are getting prosecuted to a certain degree, but I'm talking about where we get killed for the truth, man, right? Where you get these racist bastards attacking us, then you get the police constantly putting us in jail constantly, right? Where it's like we can't even bring out this truth anymore, right? And that's where Amos 8 and 11 is going to kick in. It's scarce, the word of the Most High will be scarce, man, right? You won't see us on the streets anymore. We'll barely be able to be on the internet because they'll be tracking us down, man. Right? This is not a joke. When Jacob's troubles come heavy, when the man of perdition be revealed, man, where the world know that the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man, you think they're gonna let you just sit in the corner of the street and keep calling them, the wicked and calling them different names, man? They'll send their goons over to, cut that off, man. We're still out there because the Most High is not time for that yet. Certain prophecies hasn't kicked in. But when they kick in, it's over, man. This is why if you out here right now listening to my voice and listening to these other brothers in the camp and we bringing out this word, is because we love you, man. We want you to wake up. We want you to wake up. The Most High sent us out here to wake you up, Israel. Turn to the Most High, man, before it's too late, before you can't get these words anymore. Before you can't get it, and once you don't get it, how do we know how to live during the time of evil? It's through the word of the Most High, man. Through the counsel of the Heavenly Father, which is his word. Without that, we're lost as a people. Wake up, Israel. All right? But anyways, going back to this. And it says, and except, Mark 13 and 20, and except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, man. But for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen, he had shortened the days, right? He has shortened the days for the elect's sake, man, right? So that way we can get justice, man. So the elect can get justice, right? Right? And we got to realize that the elect are people that are going to be, prophets, or people that are going to be, active actively involved in the Most High's work, man. That's who the elects are going to be. They're not going to be some guy sitting in the house doing nothing, just attacking his brothers, being wicked to his nation. That's not going to be the elect, man. You could tell them by their fruit, man. Right? That's how you can tell them, man. That's how you can know who chances are the elect, man. If they're coming, thus saith the Lord. If they're not just making up their own words and coming up with their own opinions, right? Acts chapter 9, verse 15. But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me. Right? This is talking about Paul, right? To bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Right? That's how you know. Because they're going to be active in the Most High's work, man. If they're not active in the Most High's work, they're not a chosen vessel, man. Right? And you got to remember, the Most High is going to avenge the debts of the elects, man. Like I said earlier, these wicked people, they think they're going to get away with murder. They're going to get away with all kinds of wickedness. They'll live on this earth, rape, rob, and murder people. Then say, oh, well, I'm dead now. I'm just going to go. That's it. Right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 18 and verse 7. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect? What? Which cry day and night unto him, man. When they get killed on this earth and their spirit, it goes back to the Heavenly Father. They're crying, man, for justice, man. Though he be along with them, right? Let's go to verse let's go to verse 8. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth, right? Verse 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others, right? The Most High is going to avenge the death of his elect, man. Right? You could keep doing all kinds of wickedness and think that he's not going to do that, man. The Most High will bring justice against those that trouble the saints, man. Right? That's why when we out here doing this work and you guys keep mocking us and thinking that we're bums, we don't have anything, we're wicked, we don't love everybody. Nah, man, we can't love everybody. We're doing the Most High's work, man. You guys keep, talking to us certain ways, but guess what, man? The Most High is going to take care of you damn devils, man. Right? Second Thessalonians chapter, chapter 1 and verse 6, right? Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Who are those that be in trouble? The saints of the Most High, man. And to you who are troubled, rest with us. When the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, right? According to Revelation, right? In verse 8, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Mashiach, man. The wicked do not obey the law and the statutes of the Most High, and do not obey the gospel of the Yahweh Shai, man. Right? You got to remember, the Most High is all about balance, man. A false balance is an abomination to the Most High, man. Right? Let's bring that out. Proverbs chapter, what do we want? Proverbs 11 and 3. Right? Proverbs chapter 11 and 3. Is that what I want? Salakia 11 and 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just way is his delight. So, do you think you're going to do all manner of wickedness and think that Yahweh will not avenge his saint and bring you down, man? Right? Do all kinds of wickedness and think that, yeah, I'm just going to get away with it. That's not going to happen, man. I got bad news for you. It's not going to happen. Right? You got to keep in mind, like I brought up earlier, man, the wicked will be resurrected, man. I brought up in Daniel's 12 and 2, right? Some will be woken up to, to glory, and some will be woken up to condemnation, man. Let's go to Revelation. Let's get another point on that. Revelation chapter, what do we want? What is that scripture? Revelations 21 and 8. This is the book of Revelations chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderer and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death, man. Right? You die on this earth, right? You get buried. You're going to get resurrected again when Yahweh Shai comes and get burnt again for your second death, like I brought up earlier, man. You get two folds, man. Two for the price of one for your wickedness, man. This is why you got to wake up, right? You got to realize that the elect, that are alive and dead shall, rise up, man, when Christ returns, man. They're going to rise up when Christ returns, man. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me see something here. Say First Thessalonian. I don't think, you know, Salakia. Yeah, man. And the Most High is going to bring his elect from all corners of the earth, man. Everywhere. We're everywhere. We're not just in one place. A majority of us are obviously in the Americas, right? In the land of the North, right? Northern America and the Southern Americans, man. Right? That's where a lot of our brothers and sisters are. But we know we're dispersed everywhere, man. Right? So we know that. So anyways, let's get Matthew 24 and we want verse 31. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Right? So it's going to be from, when you say about heavens, it's talking about the heavens here, obviously on the earth, right? The clouds and all that. So it's saying from one end of it to the other end of it, he's going to bring all his children and all his elect together, right? Because Israel is all over the world, right? So, H.O.I is already is already God's elect, man. He's the one that's going to come and redeem us, man, right? Let's get this, Luke chapter 23, Salakia. Luke 23, and I think we want 25. It's the book of Luke, chapter 23 and 25. And he released unto him that for sedition and murder was cast into prison, whom they had desired, but he delivered Yahushua to their will. Right? Salakia. I wanted a different scripture, but let me see. Yep. Also, another thing I wanted to bring up, we got to realize that the elect are justified by the Most High, man. Right? They're justified because of what they've done on this earth. Right? The fact that they've always done his will, right? And not scared to do anything else, man. Right? It's the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 33. Who shall lay anything to the charge of Yahweh's elect? It is Yahweh that justify it, man. Right? Nobody else can lay anything against them, man. He's the one that justifies, and he's the one that we need to be worrying about impressing and making happy, and not men, man. Right? And you got to remember there are characteristics of the possible elects, man. There's certain ways they're going to move. There's certain things they're going to be doing. The scripture says the meek shall inherit the earth, man. Right? That's a characteristic of a possible elect, right? That is on point. That is not going off. Because you get some that will be on point for a little while, then go off and start doing their own wicked things, man. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness. These are some of them, right? These are some of the characteristics they will have, right? Mercies, kindness. They're going to be more merciful, right? More patient with people. Kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, man. Right? These are some characteristics they have. Verse 13, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. Oh, man. That's something I got to work on. But anyways, if any men have quarry against any, even as Mashiach forgave you, so also do ye. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. Those are characteristics that the elects will have, man. They'll be more forgiving, more loving, right? More understanding of their brother's pain or whatever their brothers or sisters are going through, right? All right. Of course, they're not going to be taken advantage of, because the Most High is going to take care of that. But these are characteristics they're going to have, especially being an elder or a leader role. These are stuff that you have to have. These are characteristics you have to have, man. Right? Verse 14, and above all things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness, man. Right? Verse 15, and let the peace of Yahweh rule in your hearts, to which also ye are called in one body, and be he thankful. Right? These are characteristics, like I said, that the elect will chances will have, man. Right? You know, even Paul knew that the elect has come yet, man. Even in his time, right? Let's go to Second Timothy. I'm sorry I'm making this video long, but I kind of want to do just talk a little bit about this, man. Because like I said, there's no time to play around. This is when we need to be doing this work, man, so we can get our salvation assured, man. So we don't get burnt in this wicked kingdom, man. Second Timothy chapter 2 and verse 10. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sakes, that they may also obtain the salvation. He knew that the elect are not even here yet, right? The elect is not sealed yet. We're not here completely yet, right? We got spirits that the Most High hasn't brought out yet to do certain works, right? A lot of them we know, in the time of old, were out there doing the work, the apostles, right? And a lot of them have been, been brought back to this earth, right? It says for the elect's sakes, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushua with eternal glory, right? See, we got to get into the scriptures, man. Right? We got to break the scriptures down, man. You know, and we got to keep in mind, that there's certain things that is going to be done when Yahushua comes back, man. We're going to be fighting for the Most High, right? Not that he needs us to fight for him, but again, like I said, like the Most High said, a false balance is an abomination, man. He's going to use us to break down these nations, man, for what they've done to us. That's pure justice, man. There's nothing like that. Double unto her what she has done unto you, man. Right? It's going to be a beautiful thing when we can do it in our own hands. And that's why he's choosing us to do that work. Right? Us and Yahushua and the holy angels. It's the book of Jeremiah. Let's go to chapter 51 and verse 20. Right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations. Right? Why is he doing that? For justice, man. Right? Because they've done all manner of wickedness to us and to our ancestors. So when we come back here and we destroy them, that's beautiful justice, man. Right? The Most High is a just God, man. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms, man. He's going to use us and Yahushua and the holy angels to destroy these damn wicked kingdoms. Right? They're going to try, but they're not going to be able to win. Right? The elect will fight with Christ, man, when he comes back. Let's go to Revelation 17 and 14, man. Let's get into this a little bit more. Revelations chapter 17 and verse 14. And it reads, this shall make war with the Lamb, right? That's when this damn devil would think that he can fight Yahushua and try to, right? And the Lamb shall overcome them. Of course he's going to overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. That's talking about the elect, man. We are the ones that are called and chosen, that are going to be out there destroying these nations with Yahushua, man. They're going to try to hide everywhere, but we're going to find them because we're going to have a celestial body, and we're going to have the power of the Most High in us, man. Right? Where we can do things that are unbelievable, things that we can't even think of doing right now, man. Right? And we got to understand that the saints and the elect will take the kingdom, man, when Yahushua comes back here, man. Let's go to Daniel 7. I think that's what I want. Daniel chapter 7 and 18. Let's get that out. All right. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saint of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and forever, man. When we come back and take this kingdom, is forever. Eternal rulership, man. Not rulership for a certain amount of time. Right? And you got to remember, all other kingdoms will be pulled down, man. There's nothing they can do about us when we come in with Yahushua and take over this kingdom. This is why we can't be hasty, right? We can't be hasty and say, oh, we're going to go fight our own fight. We're going to be out there, shooting Esau and all that. Esau would destroy you in seconds, man. Esau got missiles that would, man, target you to the dot, man. This is not our time. That's his gift, man. It's the sword. We can't fight him without Yahushua, man. We're a spiritual people, man. We connect with the Most High through, in a spiritual form. That's how he gives us our strength, man. He doesn't give us our strength by us going out there and trying to fight Esau. Right? This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have pulled down all rule and all authority and power, man. Yahweh shall we pulling everything down. All kingdoms will be destroyed, man, under the strength, under the power of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. Israel will take rulership under the governing body of Yahweh Shai, man. Right? The elect will not taste death, man. Right? Because, they follow, him, man. They follow Yahweh Shai, man, and Yahweh, man. Right? We're not going to taste death. This is amazing. Let's go to Mark. Man, I love reading the Most High's word, man. This is the book of Mark, chapter 9 and verse 1. And he said unto them, verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here which shall not taste of death, till they have seen the kingdom of Yahweh come with power, man. Right? This he was talking to the apostles at this time, the disciples. Right? That none of them will taste death, man. Right? This is my brothers at H.O.I. But anyway, Salakia. The elect will not die, man, because we know we will rise to greatness, man. We're not going to die. Right? And we're going to rule under Christ. Say, Hawashah Mashiach. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Salakia. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 9 and 6. Let's get that real quick. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the mighty Yahweh, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, man. Right? We will rule under Christ, man. He's going to be the governing body. We're going to be the governing body under him, man. Right? So I say this to say we can't get caught up in anything carnal at all, man. If you want to be part of the elect, you got to do things on a spiritual level. And there's certain things that you have to be doing, man. All right? There's certain characteristics you have to have. There's certain ways you have to move. Right? And you got to realize every knees will bow, man. Every knees will bow to Christ, man, and confess that he is the greatest. He's the king, man. Right? Let's get that. Romans chapter 14 and verse 11. It's the book of Romans chapter 14 and verse 11. For it is written, as I live, saith the Lord, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to Yahweh, man. Man, this is not a joke, man. Right? Yahweh Shai, when he comes, he's going to be the head, man, of all things in the kingdom to come, man. Right? Let's get that. Ephesians, what do we want? Ephesians, and we want chapter 1 and 18. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 1 and verse 18. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints. Right? Verse 19. And what is the exceeding greatness of his power towards us ward who believe, according to the work of his mighty power. Right? And verse 20. Salakia, I'm checking something. Verse 20, which he wrote in Amashiach, when he raised him from the dead and set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places. Right? For verse 21, for above all principalities and power and might and dominion and every man that is named, not only in this world, but also in that which is to come. That's the kingdom of heaven to come, right? Verse 22, and had put all things under his feet and gave him to be the head over all things to the church. Verse 23, which is his body, the fullness of him that filleth all in all, right? This is crazy, man. So he's going to be ruler over all things. Verse 21, man, above all principalities and power and mighty and the dominion, might and dominion, Salakia, and every name that is named, man. Right? So we got to realize we're serving a mighty power, man. Right? The Most High is not a joke. Right? The Most High is not a joke, man. With that, I'm going to end the video. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Double honors to my elders for being a vessel of the Heavenly Father to bring this truth to us in the house of Israel and to other camps, to the elders that are now wicked. Double honors to you and respect to you. And, I'll just say, stay strong, Israel. Stay in the faith. Fellowship with brothers and sisters that are like-minded with you when it comes to the scriptures. All right. Don't fall off this truth, man. This is not a time to do that. We got to stand strong in the Most High's work so we don't get judged and get taken away from this world, man. Right? To eternal death. All right. With that, this is Brother Arie with H.O.I, Georgia. Shalom.